Sorry, I'm late. I panicked like 2 minutes ago and I was like, I set it for 4:35, right? And then I started going, was it 4:30? And it was 4:30. So I apologize for that. I got confused. I should have checked. Okay. Hey everyone. Hello. Welcome in. I don't know how many people are here. We don't often get as many people in for these streams. But I could be surprised. Sometimes I am surprised when we do these streams. We don't do them that often. It's just whenever it kind of organically comes up. Hey, Tammy, mods, thank you for joining us and protecting us. Hey, Joanne Hawley. Hey, Dee. King's Kid, Kim Leaf, Chicago Jane, Donna Cooper. Hey, Tennessee girl. Stacy Toms made it. Thank you, Stacy. Hey, baby Lily Pad. Ghost Rider. Hey, Erica, BB, Squirrel Girl. That's so nice, Joanne Hawley. I do too. Abigail, I am too. I'm really actually kind of pumped up about this one. Hey, West Coast. Allison, I just want to say thank you again, Allison. The way you joined this community, you are so welcome here, and I hope you feel welcome here. I really enjoy having you. Hope you don't leave. Hey, Kaza, Debbie Gonzalez made it. Let's see. Robin Miners is here. Debbie Zito is here. Nicole Hazelmiller. I'm not super behind. Okay, Katie Smith, Buffy, PRF. Hey, Jeannie. I just want to say also, hey, Winter Moon. Hey, Abigail again. Hey, Meredith Lynn. Aloha Sue. Caitlin made it. Angie Moe is here. Deb Unfiltered. Liz Tricks. I'm happy to see you. Hey, Jan. Hey, Lynn Swell. Solo Traveler. Good for you, Katie. Hey, Roberta. Jamie Palmer, Puka Vista, the Holy Rogue. Yes. Hey, Armine. Silver Lining is here. Chrissy Twig, Honey Lou, Chawini Love. Dang. Mandy Albert, Margie Barr. Allison, I mean that. I'm really glad that you're here. Happy Thoughts again. I love that you made it again. Hey, Hope Between the Dreams. Love you, babe. This ghost is back to haunt you all. I've been rooting for you all and wish you the best. Misguided Ghost. Well, welcome in and thank you. Hey, Linz. Hey, Patty. Briggs is here. P. Taylor is here. I don't know, Abigail. I don't honestly know what Tommy's agenda is right now, and I don't want to push him health-wise to speak. Hey, Georgia. Hey, Sigrid. Sage made it in. Welcome in, Sage. From Moscow, Russia. That's crazy. Welcome in. Patricia Peterson, welcome. I want to say thank you again for yesterday also. That was just a really fun stream. It feels like the old days kind of stream. It was just laid back. It went where it went. We had 2 in a row like that. Yeah, Buffy, he's better. I don't want to push it. Happy Phantom. That's okay. I'm just happy to see you. Thank you for being here. I don't want to push him. That's all. If he's up for it, yeah, I'll have him in. But I want to say thank you for yesterday. You guys were really supportive too. Just like there were tons of you here. You liked the stream. You hyped the stream. There was a bunch of super chats, a bunch of memberships. And I want to acknowledge that again and just get that out of the way and tell you thank you. It bleeds into forever for me. I think about people like Jeannie, Joanne Hawley, Abigail, Baby Steps, Liz Tricks. There's so many people that have continued, and so many that I'm not naming, that just popped up and was like, here's some money because I want to. So I just want to say thank you for that. I don't encourage it, but you do it. And I just want to say thank you. It was very noticeable yesterday. And thank you. Hey, Linda Gillum. Thanks, Allison. I washed my hair today. Thanks, Patricia Peterson. Hey, Kat. And it's humid out. And I still have some of this, thank you, Joanne. I still have some of this curl cream left, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm using it, and then I'm doing this, and then I kind of let it air dry, and it creates a little bit of a wave, but I don't know if it looks good or if it's just like dumpy. I feel like the more I look at it, hey, wine, the more I'm like, does this look like a parole picture? Like, do I look like like, is this my first day in prison picture? Like, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know. Happy birthday, Jamie Palmer. Yes, we are going to get into that. Thanks, Aloha Sue. I think that too. I'm like, is it beachy or do I look like I'm on parole? I don't know. Hey, Jet Sense. Uh, my hair it is not my hair is stick straight, Allison. So I had to take this curl cream and really for like an hour, like I was like scrunching it as best as I could to try to give it some curl, but no, it doesn't do this on its own. My hair is very straight. Thanks, Margie Barr. Thank you, Deb. Before you get into the topic, timing of a post about their return was a bit of a coincidence. Oh, maybe I don't. I thought you were talking about the other post. Oh, yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's absolutely by design. And good luck. I wouldn't I think what's happening there is someone is getting worn out, so we're sending in someone else. That's how I feel about that. But well, we can talk about that another time. I see what you're saying now. I was going to talk about the post that I put up, that Nora put up, and not in a. This is tying into a God thing, just so you know. This is a God stream today. I want to talk about my open questions. Luciano, thank you again for being here. You are so supportive, and thank you for your support yesterday. What is it, Bojangles? Are you feeling guilty because one of the cats killed a little tiny baby mole and you picked it up and ran around in the yard with it while I chased you for an hour, perhaps in the hot sun? Hey, Punisher. Thank you, Donna Cooper. Is that what this is about? That you ran around with a dead baby mole in your mouth for an hour while I chased you into the grass that was probably full of Australian death beetles? So he did, Buffy. So I guess what I want to step into this, I have a lot of things I want to discuss about the topic of God. As most of you know, I am hey, Kim is Blue. I am a former Scientologist. Hey, Christine. And we do these we call them God streams. I don't know what else to call them. Hey, Karen Burhow. I don't know how else to put it other than I could go, Linda Garden Lady, welcome. I could go all day long, Allison. I could go all day long talking to you and answering every question under the sun about Scientology. I can't speak to anything else, right? Like I can't speak to any other religion. And that's where you guys come in. And it somehow has always worked. Sigrid, come get him then. Somehow it is always, hey, Molly Moon, it has always worked and been like flowy and harmonious to have these God streams, which is almost a God thing in and of itself because people have so many different beliefs. You know, it's a true statement for me. I don't talk about religion or politics like out in the world. I don't talk about politics here. We specifically schedule these God streams, and thus far they tend to go really well. And nobody, hey, MLG. Christine, it's tough. Hey, Scientology up north. I hope it's your storm, but Lindsay, I think it is because most people would tell me by now if the stream was not, if it was spotty. There's baby steps. I finished the first set of errands. FYI, curl cream will not create wave if you don't have wave. You have some wave that hasn't been nurtured. I think you look lovely. Hi, everyone. I will be in and out. Thank you. I'm going to order some. It's the Moroccan oil curl cream, and it does seem to create something. And here's the thing. Thank you for your super chat, baby steps. And I hope that you're better today. Here's the thing. What's the thing? Here's the thing. I was going to say something about the curl cream. Oh, whenever I wash my hair, it looks better the next day and then the next day and the next day. The day of hair washing, no matter what I do to it, I hate my hair the first day. It's flat. It doesn't do anything. Sleeping on it and putting dry shampoo into it day after day is what creates what I like. Thanks, Kim is Blue. Thanks, Scientology up north. So, I also want to just say before we get going on this God stream, for those of you that haven't attended a God stream, please, 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 please understand and know. Hey, Liz Ferris, I would never push God on anybody. I would never push anyone to believe anything, to be fair. But I've said this a lot. In the past, I have had people approach me and go, do you believe in the Lord? do you know Jesus? And I'd be like, whoa, get away from me. Like, it's too much. I don't like people pressuring people to, like I said yesterday, even about our haters. If you notice, Marilyn is like, go unsubscribe, don't give her your money. I never say that. I don't pressure people to do things. If you love Marilyn, go subscribe and give her all your fucking money. Like, I don't care about, do you understand? So whether it's God, whether it's who you watch on TV, whether it's a show, anything, food, I'm not going to tell people to go do something. You guys are grown adults and you can make your own decisions. So I don't want anyone to feel like this is weird. You're making me uncomfortable because you're telling me to believe what you believe. Never going to happen. PRF, wow. Thank you for gifting a membership. That was very kind. And baby steps, if you want tips on hair, let me know. Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you, baby steps, for your super chat. I did not get your voicemail. The tip line gave me a specific phone number for the FBI. Okay, thank you so much, Renee B. There's a lot of that happening today. I've been on and off phone calls all day today. So thank you for that. Thank you, Patty. I agree. And Baby Steps just gifted freaking memberships. Thank you, Baby Steps. Wow. Thank you. Hey, Case Face. Yeah, Allison, it was funny. And thank you. Hey, Purple RN. So I don't want anyone to ever feel like this is weird and you're pressuring me to believe something. I do want to start, though, with the weird elephant in the room, which is I posted a video that most of you have seen. It's a very, very, very disturbing video, and it has to do with this God topic. So don't feel like I'm veering off here. I'm not. It pertains very much to the God topic. So I don't know how many of you saw the video. Nora posted it. Tommy posted it. Johnny posted it. Lindsay posted it. Krusty Rabbit Hole posted it. And T posted it that I know of. It's good that everybody did that to have eyes on it and see how incredibly disturbing and illegal. Hey, Vince, it's very disgusting. And please do not take your own mental wellness into account first. Don't watch it if it's too triggering. Don't do it because it is a very, very extreme. I couldn't finish it. I know I already knew he had said all of that when he said it way back then, but it's so disturbing, I think, also because it's my child he's referring to that. Hey, Ann Campbell, I can't. Thank you, Fanciest Face. I don't want to hear it. I've already heard it. It's something I don't ever need to hear more than once. Yeah, Vince. I like the hair, however, needs right outfit. Today is too polished. Needs a cash beachy vibe. Okay, so I agree with you, actually. I was thinking that when I was looking at myself. This hair is better with like a tank. I think this is better with like a wife beater tank top. And so, yeah, thank you, Helena. And I love you. Okay, neurologist appointment. I will be thinking about you. Please let me know how that goes. And I love you. Thank you for your super chat. Did he take it down? No, he doubled down. Hey, Teddy Bear Scott. He actually put up a video today saying, like, what's the big deal? There was nothing wrong with that video. Reese is disgusting. So he doubled down, which is fine. This is kind of the angle I want him to take, to be honest. He also is pointing the finger still at Tommy. And I'm just going to be totally honest, guys. Like, this screams pedophile. This man, if you listen to this video, sounded like he was actually climaxing while talking about the subject. Caroline in Canada, welcome in. And I agree with Johnny. Let your conscience be your guide. If you want to go report that, go report it. There are directions at the end of the video where to report it. Not YouTube, but where to report it. So that's entirely up to you, but it needs to be known. That kind of stuff needs to be put out. Yeah, it's really, really bad. And it's ties into this topic. Because if you were there and you listened to the video, someone said blasphemy, which I don't entirely understand the definition of blasphemy. If some of you want to help kind of just break that down for me, I'll give you in my own words. Blasphemy to me, but I haven't ever looked it up, to be fair. I don't know. This is a made up definition in my head based on what I've heard bits and pieces of. Blasphemy, is it blasphemy? Blasphemy? I'm not sure. when you say blasphemous, or is it blasphemous? I don't know. And I'm sure people, it's like presentation, envelope. I'm sure people just pronounce it differently. Love you, Helena. This ties in, it's the act of insulting, mocking, or showing contempt for a deity, sacred objects, or religious doctrines. Okay. Hey, Christy Anise. That was my definition in my head, is basically like attacking. To me, it was God, though. Yeah, Jackie, I thought it was specifically God. Okay, Holy Rogue, thank you for being here. Hey, Briggs. Yeah, Briggs, it's a very, very triggering, touchy subject, what he said, because it's a two-part horrific video. Because the one part, it's the most disgusting video I think I've ever seen too, Mama Bear. The one part is him, the action or offense of speaking disrespectfully about God or sacred things, profane talk. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I had in my mind. The one part of that video is him saying the most horrific sexual things about Tommy and my son, who is an underage boy. He is a minor child. He is a child. And that he continued it, like just went on and on and on. But the other part to that video that shocks me is how evil talk, hey, Linda, and disrespect he has for God. If I recall, he said something about the Israelites, which I'm just guessing that's people from Israel, unless that's a religion and I don't know it. Hey, Kathy Brown. He made fun of the, hey, Sophia, he made fun of the Catholic people, and it was really, really, really sick. And he mocked God. He mocked Christ. And I have said this before. I found God not that long ago, and I really found God. Hey, Lenore Gray, I don't mean like I looked into it. I really, really, really connected with God, and it's just been such a beautiful journey. And hey, Alicia Johnson, since. And then one of these God streams, actually, all of you, and then Liz Tricks got me to understand finally Christ and why Christ, the whole story of Christ. I could never put that together. I could not understand, like, how did he die for our sins? What does that mean? So I finally fully got I got it. I understood it. It clicked with me, and my life hasn't been the same since, I'll be honest. Yeah, I experienced God, Nancy. And so, hey, Khalees. So what happened after that was Susie, who some of you know in the community, she's a big hater of me, Marilyn and Susie, and these two evil guys, I mean, they make fun of anything and everything they can. But one of the things they took to was, oh, she found God. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, sure. You know God, you know Jesus. Like, they mocked the heck out of it. And that blew me away. That was like, ooh, I don't know. Even if you don't believe in God, I don't disrespect other people's religions like that or make fun of people's faith. But the big thing for me was, I thought, well, what if there is a God? What if you guys are wrong and you have to pay for what you just did? I started piecing things together little by little. And so mocking God to me is just like the ultimate. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that there's some weird red flags and alarms that go off in my mind, in my gut, where I'm like, I don't know that that's I don't think you want to do that. I just don't think you want to like mock God, mock humans, I guess, but don't mock God. So now hearing the video that was posted last night, I was like, whoa. So Tommy and I have a lot of God talks. And when I was in Ecuador recently, we had a lot of time to just lay low. He was in bed most of the time. Hey, Megan Roberts. And I love. There's certain people in my life I like to talk to about God because they speak it in a way that I understand it. And that's here. Yeah, Patty, I love that. God found me. That's here. Hey, Kim Gray. But that's also with Liz Tricks in particular. I talked to Baby Steps. I've talked to Debbie Zito. I've talked to Holly, Tommy especially. So Tommy and I had time to talk about this topic. And he said something to me that I've never heard before. And I was like, what? Really? that didn't seem right. It felt backwards to me, but now it doesn't. So Tommy said this exact wording to me. He said, um, God is a vengeful God. He's vengeful, especially before Jesus. He was a very vengeful God. And I was like, no, he's not. And he said, oh, yes, he is. And I said, really? Like, that doesn't go together for me. Like, God and being vengeful. I was like, that doesn't feel right. But then I kind of started to let it marinate, right? And I thought, and so now it's been a few weeks since he said it. And whenever somebody says something to me about something I don't really understand or know, hey, Trisha Briggs, I will do that where I'm like, is he? Is he? And I work it out in my own mind. Hi, I'm Reese. I think you know that by now. And Tommy said, oh, yeah, he's a very vengeful God. He doesn't want you going with Satan, Tommy said. He was like, he doesn't want you praying to other things. He doesn't want you being harmful. He gets very angry when you do that. And I just had never heard that before. And hey, Don Parasone, I was like, so he's vengeful. I mean, I guess I could see it. And it started to make more and more sense. And I'm still kind of letting it roll around and I'm thinking about it. Hey, Karen Cardoza, and every one of you are saying, yes, he is. Now, what is the definition to you of vengeful? Like, what does that mean? Yeah, Linda, what does it mean to you when God is what does that mean to you? Well, then I started thinking about this, what this man, this horrific thing, I wouldn't even call him a man, this guy, the video I put up, mocking his son Christ in the most vile, vulgar way, right? Like the way he was, hey, Neptunes. Yeah, Neptunes, that's what Tommy said. His punishment can be swift. Yeah, I like that, Jan. I guess you can say he's vengeful in a righteous way. Hey, Susie with an S. God is holy and righteous. He can't evil in his presence. It's like you standing up for Huck, says Allison. Okay. So then I started thinking about this video of what this man said in particular and how he was. Hey, DNV, this man was, I kid you not, it sounded like he was climaxing, like he was getting off talking about, I'm trying to avoid what he was saying because it's so triggering, but talking about a grown man penetrating a child. And when he said it, he was changing up his voice saying the body of Christ compels you. And he took it way further, and I don't want to repeat it. It just makes my throat swell up. I feel like crying. It's very Chris H. It's very demonic to me. And so it's a triple threat there. I mean, it's the worst of the worst. He mocked God. He mocked God's son, Christ. He mocked my son, and he spoke of raping my child in a very excited type of way. His voice, he was very excited. Hey, Nicola. It seemed to me as though he was getting off to it. It sounded like he was having almost a mental breakdown in that moment. But if I also had to think about it, to me, that is not only demonic, and he will enjoy me saying this. Happy Thoughts, the man that I posted the video of, Nora posted it, Tommy, Johnny, Lindsay, we all posted it. Not only was it demonic, he almost in that moment spoke as if there was a demon within him to me. And I know right now he's watching going, I love that. I love that you said that. I'm sure you do. It's very sadistic, Sophia, but just the way he was changing up his voice and speaking of such evil, hey, Lilac Lime, and illegal content, talking about raping a child, right? Like it was so, in that moment of hearing it again, I thought that almost sounds like a human literally who is possessed. He sounded possessed to me. It triggered the shit out of me, DNV. And I couldn't be happier that he doubled down, because that just shows his true character and who he is. And everybody gets to see it on full display. But back to more what I'm getting at, uh, wow, Jackie, is that what happens? What is that? What is that? What did that take the form of? Do you understand what I'm saying? Listening to that man, listening to those words, I mean, I said to Tommy, I said, he needs to go back to hell. I feel like he came from hell. I feel like he is otherworldly. Like he's not from here. What human being has their wires so crossed? Hey, Anna Banana, that they would get excited. And I would even go so far as to say, aroused, talking about a child and Christ all rolled into one sentence like that. That is the darkest thing I think I've ever heard or seen. And so, my question is back to the vengeful God. You have to also see the other side of this. Think of the life that man lives. Think of his immediate family. He has a 7-year-old child. This is what he just showed us on the internet. Imagine what he's like in real life. This guy has very pedophile-like tendencies, clearly. I'm not even sure he isn't. I haven't looked into him enough to see if he is a registered sex offender. I don't know. But Chris H, a long time ago. Hey, Britt P, love to see you, babe. Welcome back. What does God do about things like that is my question. I have other questions that I want to get into that have nothing to do with this, but I'm starting the stream with this. What does God do? I don't know that I want to know, to be honest, because I have no doubt in my mind that when that day comes, that man will know that there is a God and he's going to pay for what he did. He violated my son and he violated the Son of God. And it's just that when it's that in your face, I've not seen anything that truly hateful. You know, I would say like my haters, like Marilyn, she's made fun of and mocked me for believing and following God and Christ. But even Marilyn is a little kitten compared to this. The only thing that I worry about for Marilyn, and I mean worry spiritually, not like I don't care what happens on YouTube and in her immediate life. I worry because she's friends with that man. She supports that man. She, God, I just saw that she left a comment in his stream. And I was blown away at what she said right after he said this. I mean, blown away. This is the kind of stuff. This is Marilyn's words to him on his stream. See, he's making fun of me. Look what she says at the bottom. Goot, I don't know you that well, but I'm willing to bet you're a saintly choir boy compared to these scumbags. I don't know you that well, but I'm willing to bet you're a saintly choir boy compared to these scumbags. That's from her. After he made fun of altar boys in that video, if you listen, he said Tommy's going to give it to him like a Catholic priest spreads the cheeks of an altar boy. And then Marilyn goes and says, you're a saintly choir. What'd she say? I already lost track because I'm so disturbed by it. You're a saintly choir boy. Thanks, DNV. So I worry about the fact that she's so close to these guys, but this is a God stream and I'm gearing it in that direction. Like, what does God do about things like this? It rocks me. Like, not a lot rocks me, but when a person, Abigail says, God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. New Testament. Kathy Brown, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. Well, there you go. I think I'm off today. I don't know if you can tell I'm off. I'm in shock. I mean, we're going to let the authorities deal with this. He's already doubling down, trying to say, like, I said what I said. You tell that to the authorities, my friend, because this isn't a laughing matter, and it's not a joke, and it's not funny. There's no way to say you took that out of context, for instance. There's no way to say those weren't my words. There's no way to go that was chopped up. Like, there's no way out of this. You talked about raping a child and you were excited about it, and then you mocked Christ. Take care of yourself, Reese. Nora, I am, and I will. And guys, I just want to say thank you to Nora while she's in here. Nora is the one who put that video up and allowed all of us to do it as well. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for putting that together. I appreciate it so much. As disgusting as it was, I saw a few comments from different channels of people, or different people on different channels, saying, why would you put this up? You're just as bad. You're obviously not seeing the point. This person is a demon. This person is an absolute evil individual. So what should we do? What's the alternative? Sweeping it under the rug, pretending it's not there? These people have been coming after me and my family Tommy for over 5 years, for me over a year. And now he's talking about penetrating my son, spreading his cheeks, taking the body of Christ. I think that needs to be exposed. He wants it to be seen. So we're going to let it be seen, right? And we're going to let him try to weasel out of it and go, I didn't say this, or that wasn't me. Thank you, Vince. Yeah, everybody was shaken by this. The truth will not be hidden. I hope more people post it. I hope it absolutely gets seen on every platform. We know it's seen by the authorities, that's for sure. So it won't be taken lightly by the people here, by the community, or the police. Yeah, hope between the dreams. So I'm curious. We were going to do a God stream, and then that came out. Exactly. Why put up with it? Hell no, you have to expose it. Everyone needs to see it. I agree with that, Kathy Brown. And so what comes of something like that? Since we're doing a God stream, and this person in particular mocked Christ in such a foul, vulgar, the most vile manner I can imagine, and spoke of raping a 16-year-old boy, which just screams pedophilia. And yet he's been pointing the finger all this time that Tommy's a pedophile and Reese supports pedophilia. You absolutely have lost your mind. And this is the real him. And this is, to me, demonic. There's no other way around it. Because of Marilyn's disturbing comment, she knows was the Bible enough to know better. I as far as I know, Marilyn does know the Bible. As far as I know that, Allison. And thank you for your super chat. Thank you for your support. Liz Trick says, God doesn't want to lose any of us. That being said, he gives us free will. They're making the choice to choose evil and death, and bound to live an eternity away from God's presence. Ooh, that's powerful. Thank you. I'm scared the police can't prove connection between your family and his garbage. YouTube should take it down. But beyond that, scary the law is behind. And we leave that in the hands of the law. I'm at this point settled with myself, if that makes sense. So if nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it. At least we posted it and we've put it out there for you guys to make a decision on and see. I'm not the police. I am not the FBI. That will be up to them. Whatever comes of that is what comes of that. So that's kind of my next thought that I wanted to ask you about. What I just said, basically, what comes of it is what comes of it. I'm at peace about it. I will be bummed, but at the same time, action will be taken or it won't. I know who I am. I know my son. And I see this guy for who he is. And I think we all do. That's enough justice for me, even alone right there. The court of public opinion will absolutely destroy him. Katie Smith, it already has. And anybody who supports him and calls him a little sweet choir boy. But my next question, speaking of this God stream, is this is one of the things I've been thinking about for weeks is what I basically just said. For those of you that believe in God and you really feel strongly about that, I was going to ask Liz Tricks this the other day. And instead, I thought I'll just ask everyone, but I also want Liz's answer on this if she's willing to give one. And I don't know how to ask the question. So I have the concept. I don't entirely have the words. Let me just talk it out and see if I can figure it out. Usually, what happens is when this happens, you guys help me to kind of reword it and get my point across. Great point. See him for who he is doesn't mean accept him for who he is. And we don't. We reject him. Basically, what I want to know for those of you who have a relationship with God, you believe in God. I was thinking about Tommy, and I also talked about this in Ecuador, and Tommy started burst into tears when he said it. Tommy, when he talks to me about God and the story of Jesus, he often cries through it, which I just think it's very emotional, and I love that about Tommy. Tommy is way more. He gets way more emotional than any of you would know about because he does a true crime channel on YouTube. But the Tommy I know is very deep and very emotional, and I love that about any man, but especially mine. So basically, he was saying to me was the story of Jesus, and when Jesus was the day that Jesus was killed. That always makes me cry too when I think about what I know about that day. He said, "Why have you forsaken me?" I think I understand the definition of forsaken, but basically to me forsaken means like let me down. I don't know if it means like lied to me, but to me forsake when you say why have you forsaken me, to me that means you didn't follow through with what you said you were going to do. That's how I see that definition. There are no coincidences, right? On the precipice of Maryland failing massively to take Reese down, Natalie is back. Yeah. I was going to talk about that. I just wasn't going to go into it as much today. But yeah, of course, I think Erin is really mad at Marilyn for honestly probably the stream she did with you, but she's not getting her point across and getting the hate accomplished on me. So they have to come up with a new plan. And now all of a sudden, Natalie is coming into the ring. I see it that way as well. We could be wrong. We'll see what the plan is, but it doesn't seem coincidental to me. Yeah, I think so too. So given up on, forgotten, abandoned. Okay. Hey, that's kind of forsaken means disconnected. Ooh, that's rough. Okay. So that alone turned away from me. Yeah, Joanne, abandoned. Okay. So why have you turned away from me, abandoned me, disconnected from me? Those are some heavy words to your father. Of course, I understand. I resonate with that very clearly. My dad abandoned me. A lot of us have parents that have done that. So it's very sad that he knew everything. Hey, Heather Rhodes, and I could be getting this story wrong, guys. This is just stuff I think I know. Wow, first day of the rest of your life. Welcome in, and thank you for the kind compliment. I hope you stick around. That basically, Jesus knew. Yeah, okay, Holy Rogue. Jesus knew everything, even from childhood, right? Am I wrong about that? Jesus knew everything that was going to happen. He knew before it happened, right? I'm not incorrect about that. I think I have that right. What's super sad about that to me is that when he got to the very end, he kind of gave up on that plan and was like, why did you abandon me? Even though he knew this was all supposed to take place. Like I was saying to Tommy, I go, he knew he was going to be put on that cross. And Tommy was crying through telling me the story. And he said, yeah, he knew. Like he knew that Pontius Pilate was going to do what he did. He knew like before the frog croaks 3 times, you're going to let me down or tell on me or something. Like there's a lot to this that there was a point that Jesus had all the sins of the world on him and God could not be connected with Jesus at that moment. Wow. Jesus said that while he was hanging on the cross, that verse was the human side of, yeah, I like that. Jesus, that was the human side of Jesus. Isn't that interesting? I like Jesus more and more the more I learn about him. I don't know. I feel nervous about Jesus because I don't know as much about Jesus. But every time I learn more about him, I'm like, I feel closer to him. I feel more like when I talk to God now, I also will mention Jesus or talk to Jesus. Like when I'm with Tommy, I've never said this on YouTube, but it's not a secret. When I'm with Tommy, every time we're about to eat a meal, he always grabs my hand before we eat and he says a prayer. And it's beautiful. And what I notice about it, I don't pray this way, but he always says, like, God, please, and he changes it every time, but he'll say, God, thank you for this meal. Thank you for this food. And he always says something like, please be with Reese's father who has cancer. And he'll name family members on his side. And there's a new baby just born. So he named the baby. And he says, like, thank you for my beautiful woman. Thank you for this relationship. It's really sweet. The reason I bring that up is because every time Tommy prays, whether he does it with me on the phone or in person, he always says, we pray these things in your son's name, or he will say, we pray these things in Jesus's name. Amen. And I always find that interesting. And when I prayed with Fred, my husband who passed away, he also would say, but he called him Father God. Hey, lucky Linda Lulu. So Fred would start the prayer by going, Father God, we just want to say. So I think it's interesting to hear different people pray. Did he relapse? No. No, Tommy is sober. He had pneumonia and he's still recovering from it. It really took a toll on his chest and his heart. So, what I guess my question here and what I'm trying to ask you guys, which is I'm dragging it out, but it's because I'm talking through it. So Jesus is like kind of new for me, and I feel more and more comfortable every day with Jesus, but it makes me really sad that Jesus knew it's okay, first day, you didn't know that Jesus knew what was going to happen, but the human side of him came out and said, why have you forsaken me? So here's my question. If I can get it out right, here's my question. Do any of you ever feel that way, even though you believe strongly in your connection to God and Jesus or the Holy Spirit? Do you ever feel forsaken or do you ever feel let down? Meaning, like, I'm learning about faith. That was not a word used in Scientology. Scientology never said the word faith. It wasn't even a concept. So it's new to me and I like it because I add stuff to it all the time. Like, does it mean this? Does it mean that? Probably means all those things. But do you ever feel like, God, why did you forget about me? God, why did you let me down? I have I have a I haven't felt that way yet, except one thing, and I can't speak to my problem. I can't tell you what it is. You all know I have something I'm dealing with behind the scenes. It's a heavy problem. It's a very serious, it's the biggest test of my life problem. And I'm moving through it and there's so many questions that I have that are not answered. Hey Mike, and I keep each day that goes by without my questions answered. I think this has to be a problem for a reason. This has to happen. This has to have happened to teach me things, to show me things, but surely it's not just going to fizzle out into nothing. And I think God brought this to me because he's going to see it through. Like, he will see it through. But each day that continues to go by, I start to kind of weaken and I'm like, why did God bring me all the way here to stop here? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So then I keep myself going and I tell myself, like, God will see this through. There's no way he's going to leave you hanging, right? But the other thing that I constantly remind myself is God is writing the story. God is writing the story. Stop trying to take the pen away and stop doubting him. And worry, to me, I've heard someone say this, I didn't make this up, but I stole it. Worry is doubting God. If you're worrying about something, you're doubting God. That's how I look at that. So I calm myself down and I think, oh, I like that. You can't have a testimony without a test. That's really good. This is too, Butterfly. God doesn't forsake, we forsake ourselves. Yes. Katie Smith, I've noticed that even in doubt, I somehow make it through, even at my own surprise. See, I love that. Hey, Unfiltered, Life Upon the Rock. Katie Smith, I agree with this. I agree with this very much. Like, he won't. That's why I got this Bible quote. I remind myself, and Katie, thanks for being a member. I remind myself of this a lot. Sometimes I'm like, no, you put this on your arm for a reason. God is within her. She will not fall. And then I think that and I get kind of emotional about it. And I'm like, God will not let me fall. Like, stop doubting him. And thank you, Unfiltered. And Shelly Kelly, if it's not good yet, he is not done yet. That's amazing. Here's the other thing I was going to say. Hey, Joanne Ventrilla. I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time. We have Joanne Palmer and, of course, Joanne Hawley, but my third Joanne I haven't seen in a long time. Welcome in. Shelly Kelly, that's so good and so true. And the other thing I heard was someone say, and I don't know if I have it exact, if it works, can someone remember it for me? If it works in your favor, that's God's direction. If it doesn't work out, that's God's protection. And I often think of that. Like, if something didn't work out, that was his protection. If it does work out, that's his direction. Like, it's very simple. And I honestly daily am like, Reese, he's writing. Stop trying to take the pen from God. You'll lose every time. It's like this guy making that video about my son and mocking Christ. He will get his. Don't worry about this, you guys. No one needs to go, oh my God, the police. Oh my God. Don't worry. I promise you, God won't forget what happened there. God keeps tabs on all of those things, I'm sure. Nobody gets away with anything. And it's the same for my problem. I'm like, God's not going to leave this hanging. He's just not. He's still writing. Give it some time. Like, you can't rush things. Patty, did you super chat me? You did. If he brings you to it, he will bring you through it. Ooh, I like that. That helps me a lot with my problem. If he brings you to it, he will bring you through it. Oh man, Patty, that's really good. Thank you. And Allison, thank you for becoming a member. Wow. Hey, Heather Huckleberry, I like that. Hey, Jen O. Yeah, Neptunes. That is a really good one. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, that helped all of us, I think. And to me, so that's the definition of faith. Like, stop doubting God. You are not having faith, right? Yeah, Shelly, that was really good. So I wondered, and that was kind of my question for Liz Tricks, and then I made it for the entire group here. Do you find yourselves, because I'm new with God. Hey, SoCal Joy, I'm new to believing and having a connection with God. Do the ones here who have believed in God or had a connection with God longer than me, do you think everything happens for a reason, Jen O? I think so. I don't know that everything happens for a reason, but I think everything happens for a lesson, something to be taught from it. I think everything happens for you to get something good or bad out of it, if that makes sense. I don't know that I'm going to walk around going, well, everything happens for a reason. Like, I think that, yes, things happen for reasons, but I think things happen for reasons you may never know the reason, right? You may never get closure on some things. I also think things happen to show you something else, right? Like, sometimes something happens and you're like, wow, that led me to this. And they don't even go together. So I think things happen to teach us things in life. I think life is in a way, a school. I think that each decade we go through, we learn something new, and it's like a school. But I don't know that I'm just like, everything happens for a reason. Like, yes, but adding to that, everything happens to teach us something. There's a purpose. Oh my God. I have texted your daughter and I didn't get an answer, and I was so worried. But then I saw she said on Facebook, you're doing okay. Guys, Susan Cook, She's getting better. We have been praying for you for a long time. Hey, Lolo, Susan Cook. Wow, guys, she was really, really, really not well. She was hospitalized for a long time. Welcome in. I'm so happy to see you. I have who I talked to, I'm not going to name her. I almost did. I talked to someone in this chat on the phone yesterday and she goes, "Have you heard anything from Susan Cook? Do you know anything?" And I said, "I don't." Oh my God. Susan, it is so good to see you. I am so thankful that you are doing better. Wisconsin Barb, I thought you were a member. Thank you for being a member. Oh, golly. Speaking of God, like, so did Susan Cook get sick and now she's better? I think that was for a reason. Like, we all prayed for her. She's better. Like, I do think so. My next thing is the biggest thing I want to discuss about God. This is a weird one. Abigail says, "For everyone has sinned." This is how my mind works, though, and I apologize in advance. It's going to be weird. "For everyone has sinned. We all fall short of God's glorious standard. Yet God, in his grace, freely makes us right in his sight. So we are made right with God through faith." Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Abigail. You didn't have to super chat that. I appreciate it. Happy Thought says, "I think it's amazing that you found God, Reese. I'm always in awe of people who have found religion. I am spiritual, but still not there with religion. I think having faith must be so peaceful." For me, I don't go to church or anything. Hey, Chrissy. So I don't know that I have a religion, but I definitely feel strong in my connection with God and understanding Jesus, his son, if that makes sense. I don't want this to sound stupid, and it's going to come off as stupid and childlike, because I sometimes come off as childlike, and I used to get embarrassed about that. I really don't anymore. I have questions. How else am I going to get them out if I don't ask? I'm pretty past people making fun of me with anything about hate. I get made fun of for everything. So I'm like, I don't really care anymore. This is going to come off stupid, though. I agree that good can come from anything, but you have to remember God gave us free will. God does not want the evil choices that humans make, but he makes beauty out of the ashes. I love that. I love that, baby steps. Yes. And I believe he does. I believe that. That's not something I just read and go, I could see that. I agree with that. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah. Magrath Sussman answered the question of why humans suffer. God gave us free will as a gift of love. So getting involved would betray the gift of love he gave us. That I see the truth in that as well. So here's my weird question. I don't know if it's a question. I don't know. This is going to sound really stupid. Does God help? Or not help? Like, I believe that God also is a vengeful God and makes people, like, for instance, this guy who made this evil, vile video about Huxley. I believe that there will be consequences and repercussions from that. And I think he's going to go, God, I wish I hadn't have done that kind of repercussions. I don't know if I'm right or not, but I think there will be eventually. Do those repercussions come from God? Does God make you pay for things? That's not my question, but this is, I'm easing into it. Just that. Let me just start by that. When bad things happen, when people finally get what's coming to them, when someone gets justice served, is that because of God? Did God make that happen? Thank you, Christianese. Who made that happen? Is that a God thing? Jeno says, how would anybody know? Fair answer. That's a fair answer. Well, Jeno, let's talk about the opposite of that. When really good things happen. Hey, Katie did it. When really good things happen. When something finally comes to you justice-wise that you've been hoping for, waiting for, and you got it. Is that God? Are you being rewarded? Do you also get punished by God? So when something huge happens to you, and it's amazing. You thank God for that. A lot of you do. I do. When something huge happens to you that's really, really bad, or happens to another, and they pay for what they've done here on earth, who made that happen? Is that God writing the story also? I'm assuming so. So my question is this, and this is dumb. Let's assume the answer to that is yes, by the way. Let's assume that God is making all of those things happen. It's like it's a big chessboard. So, like, good things happen, bad things happen, right? For instance, I've heard the story in the Bible that people were bad a long time ago. So, God like wiped out planet Earth. Isn't that a fact? Didn't like the Noah's Ark thing happen because people were being really bad and terrible. What about the Sodom and Gomorrah thing? He turned them all into stone or salt or something, right? Because they were not acting right. So doesn't that lead you to believe that here in 2026 today, he's doing the same thing? Why would that change? So when something really, I feel like I need to blow my nose. Hold on. I'm feeling drippy. Hang on. He punished people then, right? God giveth and God taketh, right? So why would that be different now? He punished people or rewarded people then. Okay, Allison says that was before he sent Jesus to save us. But I will just say I believe that good things and bad things happen to us, and I think God has a hand in it. I absolutely have no doubt that God plays a role in that. I think he rewards us. I think he can take it away. Thank you, Abigail. And so my question is this. If you don't believe in God, if you go through your whole life not believing in God, saying there is no God, or you're a Scientologist like I was, and you have no concept of God, it's not that I was like, there is no God. I just wasn't allowed to question about God. I didn't talk to God. And I was pretty brainwashed into believing there was no God. I was just told that over and over and over. So for people who either are like, there is no God, I don't believe in God, it doesn't make sense, or science says this, or whatever, or for the people who just were not raised to believe in God, there is no God that way. Okay. Is he a part of their life? Is he making things happen if you totally ignore the concept of God? If you have no relationship with God, if you don't talk to God, if you don't thank God, does he make things happen in people like that? Well, does he help those people? Or is God busy helping people who talk to him, acknowledge him, believe in him? The reason I asked this and the reason this all came to my mind is it was like 3 a.m. one night. And I talk to God a lot. I thank God all the time, but I don't just thank God. I always say, thank you, God. Thank you to your son, Jesus. Thank you to my angels. Thank you to the Holy Spirit. And thank you to Fred. I always say that every day. I'm like, thank you to all of this beautiful team of work being done on me. I always thank God for that. I thank God when I have a good channel, a good show. I thank God when people give me money. I'm like, thank you for rewarding me. When the student is ready, the teacher. Yeah, Abigail. The reason this came to me, this question or concept came to me, is because my life has never been better since I started seeing God, talking to God, having a relationship with God. My entire life has changed. Now, you may not think so, but I am such a happier person. My relationship with Tommy has completely flip-flopped into something amazing, right? There's no more like weird fights, there's no more misunderstandings, and if there are, they're smoothed out and it's easy. I feel safe all the time. I feel lighter, like I'm not alone. I feel like he watches over me constantly. I'm going to start crying as I talk about this because my life has changed so much for the better since I began knowing the Lord. And I'm not trying to sound like a crazy weird person, but it's just a fact. Like I have never been more happy and just like well with my soul. and at peace and centered than I have been ever since. And there's no coincidence. It's since I met God, since I truly one day I was like starting to feel more and more curious about God. And I swear I felt a message come to me. And it was I have no doubt because I it wasn't me. That's how I know, because it's not me. It's not me with a thought in my head. It's somebody else. And I'm like, is that Fred? Like that's happened to me where it's Fred. I'll hear his words. I hear Fred go, God, you're pretty. He used to say that to me all the time. Every once in a while I hear it and I'm like, that wasn't me. That was Fred. Like he's communicating to me. So the same thing happened, but this was God and I knew it. Like it was not like a, what was that? It was I was just like, and I felt this, hey, Jen Finberg, I felt this message of, it's good to meet you. I've known you your whole life. You didn't know me. Right? Chrissy, I have no idea the gender of God. But God said to me, like, I've known you since you were so little, and like they wouldn't let you know me. They closed every curtain, they closed every door, they put blackout curtains in every window. Like you were not allowed to look for me. You were not allowed to speak about me. You were not allowed to know me. However, I've been here the whole time. And here I am. And I was just like, and I immediately felt lighter. And I immediately felt this like, you are not alone. You never were. You were told you were alone. You were told you were bad. You were told that there was no me. You were told all these false, fake things. But I am here to show you otherwise. And I swear, since that moment in my life, I have felt so much just serenity and just this like peacefulness and this like, like it felt so good. It felt so whole. I just felt like I knew it. Like I remember being 6 years old. I remember standing in front of this little TV in my dad's room that was like had a VHS built into it. And I was in my plaid robe and I had my jammies on. And I remember looking up at my dad and asking him about God. And he snapped at me. And he was like, there is no fucking God. He's like, that's what you need to know. There is no God. And it was crazy. He was just like, he said, the Virgin Mary, he was like, somehow got pregnant, but it was a immaculate conception. He was like, it's all bullshit. That's what you need to know. It's bullshit. And I was like, okay. Like it introverted me. It made me feel very small. Like I wasn't allowed to ask about it. And as I went through Scientology, as I got older, the same stuff would come about from other Scientologists. Like they would laugh at God. People would make jokes about God. They'd mock God and like, oh, the story of Jesus, right? Hey, Weird Wig. I did not get whatever you sent me on Amazon, but they haven't delivered. So you said it was coming today. Whatever you did, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm sure it will arrive. Baby Step says, I think we want to put God on a plane that makes sense to our human brain. By doing this, we diminish him. He is beyond our understanding. Yes. Accepting this gives me peace. We are not capable of fully knowing him now. Yes. Yes. I also accept that fully. Like I say that to Tommy a lot. I'll go, we're not meant to know that. Like whatever it is we're talking about, and he'll get frustrated and be like, I wish I could fix this, or I wish I could solve this. And I'll go, God is doing that. We're not meant to know what he's doing. Like we were not meant to know. Think about that for a minute. Like the almighty, all powerful, we're not mighty and powerful. We're humans. And so I am at peace also not knowing. Hey, Marissa Martin, like, does that make sense? I often think what you just said, baby steps. I think, well, whatever it is, God's working that out, right? Like that's above my pay level. And that's why I don't say things like, I hope you go to hell. I used to say as a Scientologist, like, I hope he dies. I never, ever, ever even have those thoughts, let alone say those words anymore, because that is God's job. And I don't want to try to take that pen from God and go, I know best. I don't even have those thoughts anymore. And I refuse to. I'm like, no, no, no. Thank you, baby steps. I love that. Katie Smith says, very deep philosophical questions. I caution against all encompassing answers. Look up just world and the troubling beliefs it brings. That said, life rooted in gratitude will always reap benefits. Hey, Alana, I hope you're having fun. I agree with that too, Weird Wig. Katie, I see what you're saying. I don't disagree. But I also just, it's like any other stream for me, to be honest, Katie, and thank you for the super chat. Um, I take what works for me. Okay, Yadira. I take what works for me and I pick apart and dissect everything. So whether it be about God, relationships, kids, sex, love, anything, you guys give me your feedback here, and I don't blindly follow or believe anything. I take what works for me. So I've had people message me before and go, you're getting into a whole new cult or whatever. It's like, no, I'm really not. And I also nowadays I go with what feels right. What feels right to me in my gut, what feels like the right thing to do. I never go, "Ooh, okay, I'll do it." But like I used to be that way. Like, okay, yeah, okay. I don't do that anymore. I just accept what feels good to me at the time, if that makes sense. Abigail says, I love all who love me. Those who search will surely find me. Ooh, I believe that. And so, my children, listen to me. For all who follow my ways are joyful. All who hate me love death. Ooh, that's dark. But I see that. Old Testament. Thank you, Abigail. Yeah, Linda, I agree. But I guess what I'm asking, so this is how this came about. I don't need someone to tell me. I see for myself how much my life has changed and improved drastically since I found God and talk to God every day. I probably don't talk to God in the right way that other people do. You know, I'm sure there's like Tommy told me, he goes, when you pray in his son's name. And I'm like, oh, see, I don't do that. I literally talk to God like a human, like another person. I've told you this a lot, but like I'll be driving. I often talk to God when I'm walking alone in the forest with the dogs and driving alone. And I before I go to bed at night, and of course in the morning. But I will say things. I'll be like, remember that time that I thought this, or remember, hey God, remember that? Like, and I'll also thank Jesus, his son, and things like that. Yeah, JR, but I don't know if I'm doing it right, I guess is what I'm saying. But I don't feel like I'm doing it wrong either. And my point is, ever since speaking to God and having that deep connection with God, I am never alone. You know, people, I don't say this a lot, but I get a lot of hate mail. I get a lot of just stupid, it's not worth repeating hate mail. But I get hate mail from haters who message me a lot, oddly enough, over the last like 6 months to a year. I will get these weird messages of, you're going to die. You're going to go to Ecuador and die. You're going to get murdered. The plane's going to crash. Like you're going to get abducted, like weird shit like that. And I never answer them. I just block them. I'm like, okay. But in the past, I may have been like, ooh. And the point is, I read stuff like that now, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm protected. Like God has me. There's no way. I don't believe at all. Now, I could, yeah, if I end up going missing and you find pieces of my body all over the world, then I guess I will have been wrong, but I won't know about it. But I don't believe for a second that that's how God is going to have me go. I don't think we made it all this way through Scientology, through all of this shit, for some hateful person to come along and make a video about raping my son or murder me. I just don't, I'm like, even if that were to happen, I know God. So you really couldn't kill me in any kind of a horrible way anyway, is kind of how I look at that too. I'm like, these threats, these like weird, hateful threats. I'm like, we're all going to die, right? Hey, BWAT, like we're all going to die anyway. And it's weird for me that like you think it's going to be however I go, I know that God is with me no matter what. So I guess I feel like you can't really penetrate me like that. You can't, I don't feel as much fear as I used to feel ever about the what ifs. I don't worry about the like, oh, this is going to happen because I feel so protected and loved by God that I just think, even it doesn't matter how I die, God will be there right there with me when it happens, right? I will be, I will ultimately be okay. Like I was thinking, I get dark thoughts, and I think even if I was like about to breathe my last breath because someone's about to kill me, I would be thinking, I'm about to go with God here in a few minutes. Like this isn't the worst thing. This is the worst part. The best part is you're about to end my life and maybe I'm going to bleed out. I mean, I know this got dark, but I just think like the reason I'm saying it like that is I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? Someone abducts me and murders me? Hey, Pat Jonas, what's the worst you can do to me as a human being? Get people to unsubscribe from my channel? Oh no. What's the worst you can do to me physically? Kill me? I know where I'm going. Like I guess that doesn't, I don't feel frightened by that either anymore. Oh, Susan Cook, you have no idea how happy I am to see you. Abigail says the Lord is close to all who call on him. Yes, to all who call on him in truth. The Lord protects all those who love him, but he destroys the wicked. Ooh, I love that one. Thank you. Old Testament, Abigail. Abigail hits it pretty hard. Life for me, and thank you for your super chat. Life for me is being alive down here and worship and be guided by God, here or die, and get to meet him and have live with him forever. Well, Liz, you always make me think too, and I add to it. Liz said to me once in person, she said, "I've read the book. We win," and I thought that tells me right there I have like nothing to be fearful about. But I feel like I'm not getting my question across. So my question is, does God help people more who believe in him and have a relationship with him versus the people who deny him and believe he's not real, or worse, mock his son like the guy did? Hey, Heather. So thank you so much, Holy Rogue. So because the reason I ask, it's very important to me that I get an answer for that, is because I never believed in God. I didn't really give it a second thought for a few decades, right? It faded away from me and I didn't ask anymore. Now I believe in God. I talk to God all the time, and my life has changed drastically in every possible way. I'm happier as a mother. I'm happier as a partner. I'm happier on my channel. I don't worry about as many things. I've been blessed very much here and outside of here. I'm safe. I'm secure. I know where I'm going. Like blessings have really rained on me since then. So does God bless you more and work through your life when you ask him to and talk to him and have a relationship and pray for him, pray with him, and go with God, versus people who either mock God, hate God, simply don't believe in God, deny God? Does he work and bless? I know, Alana, but still I like to talk about it because it's really been on my mind. That's what, hey, Lama Lisa, that's what prompted me to want to do a God stream, because I've been thinking about that question for a couple of weeks now. And I'm like, there has to be some truth to the answer would be yes. For me, it's a yes. When I was a Scientologist, I was miserable. I was unhappy. I mean, I thought I was happy, right? I thought this was as good as it gets. But since finding God and feeling like I know the truth now, and I also have to say this, being in Scientology is like the loneliest thing you can do, because you are told if you get sick, if somebody dies around you, if there's a car accident, if you have diabetes, if you get attacked by a bear, if you stub your toe, if you have to get stitches, if you have pneumonia, all of that's your fault. Literally, you pulled that in, is what we call it in Scientology. So they will even so far as to say, what did you do to pull that in? What did you do? So no wonder I walk around my whole life being like, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm going to pay for this. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. It's my thoughts all the time. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Because it's like, well, you did that. Congratulations. Right. So now I don't feel alone anymore. And it's a huge weight lifted. And that weight lifted uncovered my happiness, I feel, because now I'm like, oh my God, it feels so good to not be alone. And what I mean by not being alone is like, this isn't all my fault. I'm not in charge of the universe like I was told I was. I was told that we created all of this universe as a whole. And I knew in my heart of hearts always, I was like, I'm not that powerful. I did not put everything here with my thoughts. That cannot be true. I am not 76 trillion years old. Like, it used to really piss me off because I was like, that's not true. I did not cause my diabetes because I'm a bad person, right? Like, I didn't cause my dad to leave my life because a man sexually assaulted me at 16 and caused that. That was my fault. When that man assaulted me, I literally got in trouble for it. So when I found God, and I felt like that was part of God's message, was, I know that you thought that you were all alone. You're not. And it wasn't you. Like, you were right. It wasn't you. You did not create your diabetes. You should not be punished for having diabetes. You're not in charge of the migraines that you get because of this, and the other thing. You're not this terrible person because Dianetics told you this. Like, I focused and fixated on that stuff that I learned in Scientology so much because I was told that all the time. Like, well, you pulled it in. I mean, I can go back as far as 5 years old. Like, if I was sick, I remember being sick. My mom had not left yet. My mom left when I was 6. So this was before the age of 6. I remember vomiting and being sick in my home. And my mom was rubbing my back. And I was like hunched over with a bowl, vomiting. And my dad came into the room and he was like, the fuck is going on? My dad cussed all the time. And my mom was like, she's sick. I had a fever. I was really sick. Well, we don't believe in doctors, so we don't do any of that. And I remember my dad being like, the fuck did you do to pull that in? What did you do to pull that in? Diane, like, my mom was trying to talk, and like, she was like, Jean, she's sick. And he was like, I don't want to hear it. Diane, what the fuck did she do to pull that in? What did you do? What are your crimes? To a 5-year-old. Hey, Wendy Brewer. So as you can imagine, take 5, then turn it into 10, 15, sorry, Neptunes, 20, 25, 30, 35 to 38. That process just repeated itself constantly. My dad became everyone in Scientology, right? So everyone was like, wait, what? You're sick? Well, what'd you do? What did you do to another? What did you do to pull that in? So, like, throughout my entire life, I felt like my fucking chest was caving in. Yes, Liz knows, she's a former Scientologist. Overt and withhold time when you get sick. Overts and withholds are crimes that you committed and crimes that you're withhold. So for decades, literally, I'm walking around like, oh my God, I did that. Oh, I pulled that in. How did I create that? How did I do that? I'm in charge of that. And so now you have no idea. I can't put it into words how much my life has changed and how grateful I am to go, oh, wow, there is a God who's in charge of things that I was never in charge of, that I never should have been told I was in charge of. Hey, love it. It is very damaging to do that to not only a fully formed adult, but to start them young by the age of 5 going, what are your crimes? What did you do? I mean, my dad would give me a pen and paper and say, go write them down. Go write down what you did. And that is extremely damaging. And it makes all the sense in the world why I would grow up feeling like I was always in trouble, but also reaching for masculine external attention to validate me, coping with sex, coping with all these husbands, looking for that validation to go, you're not a bad person and you're not in trouble. Little did I know, nobody provided that for me except me. I never found the husband, right? Like I've had some great people in my life, but it was me. It was me that needed to fill that void, right? Thank you, Wendy. It was me that needed to finally go, wait a minute. I am enough. I'm not in trouble. I didn't do anything wrong. My body has diabetes. That doesn't mean that I'm a bad person and I pulled that in. Like it is Kim is blue. It's all made up, but like I've been looking for decades for some man to be like, let me rescue and save you. That's not how it ended up working. I saved myself and I found God, and God is the ultimate person who I lay my trust and my life into, right? Like there is no human on earth where I'm like, oh, they saved me. The closest I got to was I saved myself through God. That's how I look at that. I'm not saying you guys have to believe what I'm saying. It's just that's how I found God. And that's how much my life has changed. And I got this newfound confidence that I think, honestly, that's what the haters are the most mad about. You know, when you guys say, Reese, you've changed and grown so much, I think the growth is the confidence that I have found in myself to not let people walk all over me anymore, right? To not let people cross boundaries, to not mistake kindness for weakness, right? That's where we're at with these haters. I hate fighting these people. I don't want to body shame them. I do it. I don't want to attack back. I do it. I don't want to do any of that shit because it's not the path I'm going down anymore. I'm only fighting because I feel like I have to fight at this point. But I am so much more interested in staying in my lane and just doing my own stuff. And you may go, well, why don't you just do that? It's not that easy when you see the video that I put up last night, right? We have a guy on the internet threatening to come to my home, threatening to go to or call Huxley's school, right? He says he was at my house. He says he's coming back here in the near future. And now he's talking about raping my son. That's not something I can just ignore, right? Abigail, God sits above the circle of the earth. He judges the great people of the world. No one can measure the depths of his understanding. Ooh, I like that. That's very true. Love it. It's a short video I posted on my channel last night. Tommy, Johnny, Nora, Lindsay, T posted it. Krusty Rabbit Hole posted it. There's a lot of people that posted it. It's extremely disturbing. I like that a lot. And I believe that, Abigail. I definitely believe that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. There's a difference. And I also feel, though, people who are like, enough of this hate. Why are you talking about it? You're just feeding it. I also turn to God on that. Believe it or not, I think, what would God do? What the hell would Jesus do when he was here on earth if that was happening to him? Let's say Jesus had a son. Would Jesus just be like, just look the other way? No. We deal with this shit when it comes, right? Liz Gale shared Johnny's video with a post of her own. Ooh, I like that. I like Liz Gale. Hey, Donna LT. Exactly, Pat Jonas. Without fire, there's no refining. Without pain, no relief. Without flood, no rescue. Without testing, no belief. Ooh, that's good. That intensifies and leads me to believe that I've been doing the right thing, Liz. As much as and it's not a lot. Hey, I rule it's honestly not a lot. There's a few choice people who are like, why are you still talking about this? Most people who get it, get it. I'm not really getting any kickback from a lot of people. It's a few people who I don't know if they even support me. Like, meaning I don't know where they came from and I don't know how new they are and they're not they haven't been around forever. But there's a few choice people who are like, why are you still talking about this? Hey, Leslie, like, easy for you to say. I hope it goes away. I hope it does die down. I don't want to continue this path. I hope that there isn't a whole new hate. Do you realize for the last year and a half, people have literally been having meetings about how can we take out Reese? How can we weaken Reese? How can we take her channel down? How can we get people to see she's an evil, horrible person and get them to leave her channel and stop giving her money? How can we shame her as a mother and make it look like she's her kid is a monster? Those are discussions that have been happening for over a year now, and they still haven't seemed to figure out an answer. And I think they're still trying. I don't think they're going to stop. I think they're going to bring back people that were here before that they're going to try to get. Let's put it this way, Marilyn is not likable. She's tough to like, and she's trashy, and she's classless in how she talks. That will never change. That's her demeanor, that's her style, that's her makeup, that's who she is. I think they're going to try to bring on I think there's a new plan. I think there's a new agenda. We're going to bring out someone that is more likable, someone that seems very fair and balanced, and try to attack it with that angle. I don't know if that's true. I could be totally wrong about that, but I think they're going to continue to try. I think it's awfully strange how things are changing. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, kind of a thing. I don't know, but I think there is a plan in place, and I'm ready for that too. They've been trying for a while, and I truly believe also the reason they haven't succeeded has a lot to do with God. I think it has everything to do with God. I think it has everything to do with the fact that I am protected. You're going to struggle. You're going to have a hard time taking me down. I really believe that. And I won't do it without a fight. So, and I'm not wearing down. I really believe that Marilyn is wearing down. I think that she's not getting a lot of support. And the support she does have is now talking about sodomizing young boys. That's the worst possible thing I can think of. So I think that her angle is starting to wear out. And so they're going to bring in new blood. Hey, Lisa. Thank you. I love you, Lisa. That is such a nice thing to say. I don't know if I'm accurate about that. Hey, DJS, I didn't see you in here. You left me a super chat last night right after I ended, and thank you for that. I wanted to make sure you were acknowledged and heard. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that support. Real quick, I'm going to blow my nose. Okay. Abigail says, Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. See, this is what I mean. This is kind of what I've been talking about. Like, we learn something out of everything, good or bad. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. Ooh, that might be my favorite one I've heard in a long time. When troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. See, why wouldn't you believe that? Don't doubt that. That's exactly what I do when things happen and I'm like, damn, that's horrible. Like when this particular video was put out and this guy was hey, Sikorsky was mocking Jesus and my son, I thought, well, it's an opportunity for something. And it became an opportunity to put eyes on it, to get the law on it, right? Things do come out of things that are not even so good. When your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. I love that. Let it grow. I'm going to really take that to heart. That's exactly, it's also another way of putting that, Abigail, is God is writing the story. Let him write the story. Let it grow. Let it be written, right? Stop fighting to take the pen away. Find growth in that. Find the good in that. Thank you, Abigail. That was beautiful. Thank you. Neptunes, God has blessed you, Reese, and us for having you. I love you. See, I was talking to Tommy about that. Sikorsky, I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned. I was talking to Tommy about that. just today, this morning, I called him over my coffee. I was saying, I mentioned you, Neptunes. I mentioned so many people that I feel so blessed to know now. Neptunes, thank you for your super chat. But um, potentially, Allison, I said to him, I go, all these people who came to me from the boat, who came to the boat from the Nancy Guthrie stuff, like Tommy gained 10,000 people from the Nancy Guthrie thing alone. And I got so many new people into this stream from that. BB is one of them. Sikorsky. There's so many of you that came. Leslie Katzenmeyer. There's so many people that came over from the boat who were just brand new, who didn't know anybody. You guys didn't know any of the Scientology background. And I told him this morning, I was like, I am so grateful to know all those new people. And there's a lot of them. Allison came over not from the boat, but from the other horrible place. Thank God she's out of there. So Neptunes, thank you for saying that. I was just talking about that this morning with him, and I was like, man, I just love all these new people. Like they have brought and touched us so much on our channels. You guys bring such good. Neptunes is a therapist, so like you guys bring so much good perspective. And I've learned about your lives. Like there's a lot of new people. Thank you, Deb Unfiltered, who just I love this channel to grow. I don't need it to grow, but the only reason I want it to grow is for those reasons. Like I want the new people. I love connecting with every single new person. I'm here because I love you, Reese. I'm just broke right now. Don't even think about it. Hey, Willow Tree. And I can't even afford to subscribe as a member. Okay, so Sikorsky, I don't remember if you were here for this yesterday. Nobody ever needs to feel guilted about money. You know how you can help me? Hit the like button, hit subscribe. That's all I'm asking you to do. Yes, Heather. But please, no one, Sikorsky, and I mean this, nobody ever needs to say, I'm sorry I couldn't give. And if you have to say something like, I'll give when I get paid, don't give, right? Take care of yourself and your immediate family, right? Do not ever feel like I'm embarrassed. I have to give something to be here. You need to hit the like button. You need to come say hi to us. That's all you need to do. For those of you that go above and beyond and give me a super chat or become a member or give a membership or whatever it is, if you Venmo me, you Amazon wish list me, I appreciate that so much. But that's because they want to do it, Sikorsky. Nobody is pressuring anybody to give money here. Nobody. Bye, Luciano. Nobody should ever feel bad about that. And if I made you feel bad about it, I apologize for making you feel that way, because I do not want anyone to come in here and be like, oh, I can't give anything. That's gross. That's trash. I do not ever want anyone to feel like I need to give Reese something. That's just silly nonsense. Also, you need to give me your time and love it and hit the like button. But my most favorite thing about every single one of you is that you gift me your quality time. Those of you that gift me in the form of a super chat or whatever it may be, I am super, super grateful for that. And I love you for it, but it is not why we're here. Okay. Know the difference. Engagement is free and it helps the algorithm. Exactly, Jen. I didn't even notice Happy Thoughts. And you know what? Finances happen. All of us have to, hey, Paula J, all of us have to take care of ourselves. And nobody is pressuring anyone to give me money. Take care of your own finances, take care of your own household, feed your own children, pay your own bills. Like, if you're struggling, you shouldn't be buying anything, including a super chat. Take care of yourself. Don't let people guilt you into giving money. That's ridiculous and weird. Speaking of, I got to say something because it just reminded me of it. Hey, Rue, dear brothers and sisters, I love all of you, but dipping out for a while. The Maryland content is giving me high blood pressure. I'd rather do yoga. Rue, genius, smart, and thank you for taking care of your wellness and your mental health. You are an inspiration, and please do that. I hope that you check in every once in a while because I worry about you, but thank you for your super chat and don't worry about that. Speaking of being monetized, The disgusting man who was talking about sodomizing and raping my son and using Christ to rape my son. Uh, he said in a video today that I am being monetized and making money off of that. Sikorsky, I got you. You're doing great, Reese. That is so sweet, Shelly. I love you. Hey, just want a bird. I love you, Rue. I still worry about you. And I also am waiting for you to flirt with me. So don't be gone too long. I love you, Sikorsky. Shelly, thank you. Thank you. And that was so sweet of you. Shelly, you have such a big heart. Thank you for the super chat. He said Reese is making money off of that video. I would not monetize that fucking video if my life depended, if my channel depended on it. I'm not making money on that video. Here's a screenshot from my YouTube studio app. And this was from a couple hours ago. See where it has right here? See that little circle with the money sign and the line through it? I'm not making money on your filthy fucking mouth and attitude toward teenage boys, you pedophile motherfucker. I would not think, hey, Bunny Foo Foo, you can, Buffy. I would not think for 1 second that I would want to rake in any kind of money from that. That video is not monetized. I'm happy to play it over and over and over for free. I do not want to have any disgusting ass blood money with your name on it, sir. You worthless fucking empty piece of shit who goes after children sexually and seems to really get off to it. Who's the chomo? Get out of here if you think for a second that I was going to monetize that. No, I was not. And Lindsay also did not monetize it. So you can F off right out of here with that. That will never happen. Cat father, my wife passed 3 years ago. And you and Tommy helped fill the quiet nights. I just wanted to say thanks. That is such a kind thing to say. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm sorry that you lost your spouse. I'm sorry you lost your wife. It doesn't ever get easier. It really doesn't. You just learn to cope with it maybe a little bit better. But I am happy to have you here. You're always welcome into this chat and you're in good company. There's a lot of widows and a lot of widowers. There's a lot of people who have lost children, suffered many losses, a lot of parents lost. So we understand and we hold you up, my friend. Have you gotten legal representation? You mean an attorney? No, I'm not suing. I just want it into the hands of the proper authorities so that it can be taken care of. I'm in the UK. This is how much I care for you and Tommy. I was just going to say, I saw UK. That means it's late there. Heather, I love you. And you also came over from the boat and you were on the boat for a long time before you came here. And I always liked you. And I'm always so grateful when I see your name over here. So thank you, Heather. Go to sleep though, babe. Have you contacted the FBI? I have not spoken to anyone yet at the FBI, but basically the end of that video says to reach out to the Center for Exploited and Missing Children. And hey, Sikorsky again, I decided to swear off relationships now. I'd rather just be great for you. We need to talk more about that. I'm sure I will be in contact with an FBI person. The Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they reach out via YouTube, FBI, local police, every law enforcement under the sun. So this is just the beginning, guys. But everyone who shared that and spoke to it, including Marilyn and her other gross fake prison friend, they have all been reported for that. Apparently being a racist isn't enough, which to me is enough. But when you bring children into it and talk about sodomizing them, then you get ears perk up and you get attention and you lose subscribers over it as well, because nobody is going to attach their name to that. I would imagine not even Marilyn is going to stick her neck out for this one. I will be absolutely shocked if she goes to bat for these guys still and say they're good guys. What did she call him? A choir boy? She called him a saintly choir boy. My guess is Marilyn and Susie also loves this dude. I don't know if you know that. Thank you, Ty. I have missed you, and I am just happy for all the things that have happened in your life. Thank you for being a member still. Um, Even the girl who gave us the peace sign, I would be blown away. She's like Goot's new best friend, who met up with me last summer at the national meetup. Like, for instance, they coined that fuck that guy stuff. Like, here's Marilyn supporting it with one of their t-shirts. Like, she's all on board with these guys. Here's Susie Oberholtz. You guys know Susie. To Goot, the guy who talked about sodomizing children. I'm so proud to call you friend. Thank you, Susie. Likewise, I hope you and yours have a wonderful weekend. And fuck that guy. Susie, I'm proud to call you a friend. I have a feeling these people are not going to so much want to be lending a hand and their support to people who talk about yeah, Angel now is like really good friends with Goot and calls me mudflaps. Which again, you showed your support. You support someone who talks about raping children. That's put your name up there with Goot. We like to see it because then you put yourself out there so we know exactly who to trust and who is an enemy. And anybody who talks about raping kids and seems to jive to it and get off to it, yeah, put your name right next to him on the list. Put it right next to Goot so we can see that you support that kind of a thing. Me too, Dee. Yeah, Marilyn called him a saintly choir boy, and I can't seem to get over that as well. I think that's very strange. She just said that, by the way, 13 days ago. Goot, I don't know you that well, but I'm willing to bet you're a saintly choir boy compared to these scumbags. Marilyn said that. Marilyn said that. Anyone who's going to hitch their wagon to this guy now, I feel bad for you because you're probably, I'm guessing, going to not get much support from all the people you thought you were getting support. I don't know. I'd have to change my name and everything because there's no way I'd put my name next to that. Heather, we love you. Tommy and I both love you, and thank you for your support. I just ran across some BS bully comments from Susie and Marilyn. I forget how bad it is. Like, I'm getting desensitized. I know. But we all kind of got shook back into reality when we all put up that video last night. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. I feel like we all have been desensitized. Like, how many times have I said the word racist or like hates Black people? I feel like we've heard it so many times. But then when we heard him say what he said about Jesus and my son and God, I feel like everybody was like, whoa, wait, what? Like, that really shook everybody kind of back into reality. So you're worse than a proud supremacist? Yeah, Sophia. Again, you guys picked your side. You can't back out now. The last thing I want to hear is Marilyn come out crying, going, I didn't know. I didn't know that he feels that way. I didn't know he said that. I really hope, though, that she comes out and goes, I'm doubling down. I support him. He's a good friend. He's coming over for Thanksgiving. I hope that's how it goes. Because they are friends. Hey, Aspire. So, yeah, it's gotten way out of control, Bunny Fufu. To circle back about all of this as far as God, that's what I was also trying to say. This situation, let's use this as an example. This video where this disgusting, vile demon is talking about using the body of Christ to sodomize a child. What do you think that is this a God thing, as sick as it is? Like, and my other question, I saw this the other day and I really liked it. I save pictures if they're really cool to me. Where is it? This. I really liked this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to lighten it a little bit so you can see it better because I feel like it's. There we go. Didn't really help much, but I like this picture a lot. The war is spiritual. Hey, Jennifer Steps. I agree with this. Can't let your kid wear pink shorts, but talking about doing awful things to children and naming God is okay? Yeah. They stand by that, though. Hey, Don Clark. I do too, Neptunes. I love when I see stuff like this. I'm like, ooh, I'm actually going to make that my phone wallpaper. The war is spiritual. So, yeah. So that's my question. This is a great example, actually, that this all happened the way it's happening. Thank you, BB. Is this a spiritual thing? To me, this is good versus evil right here. Someone getting away with or trying to get away with speaking about sodomizing a child, but also using Christ to do that. Oh, and battles, I believe that. So is this God's, like, is this the fight? And we all know who's going to win. That's why I'm not worried about it. We all know who's going to win. May not be here on earth, but don't think for 2 seconds that guy isn't going to pay in some way that's above our pay grade for what he did there. Nobody gets away with that. Nobody gets away with that. So my question is, okay, Lindsay, my phone's in do not disturb. Oh God. Do you want me to? I will. Okay. I agree. It's a toughie. Interesting. Lindsay, where is it though? Here it is. I don't mind showing it. So this is another good example Lindsay wants me to point out. And it's worth it. This is not a God thing. How we react to it is, oh my God, that gave me chills. Time to suit up, army of God. Wow. This is not a God thing. How we react to it is. Jeez, that's good. I have to. Yes, Debbie. I got to take a picture of that. Thank you, Liz. Just real quick. This man, this same man, and this pertains to what we're talking about. This guy, this is a trigger warning, but it's not any worse than what you guys saw or heard before that. This guy, if you recall, Nora, Lindsay, and I did a video the other day. Thank you, Liz. That was incredible. Thank you for the super chat. So here's what I look like according to this guy. Nora is just, I guess, a little terry cloth towel that's kind of cute with a cute little mouth. Lindsay, he aged by like 50 years and he put a dead baby in a jar. So that's what we're dealing with. And this one he called Lindsay the womb raider with a hanger as a hook that he's using. Goot did that. This same man who talked about sodomizing my son, Lindsay, those were the two I know of. Yes, did that to a woman who lost a baby. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the devil looks like. So, my question, since we're on a God stream, obviously, this person has zero. Weirdwig, I think your package is being delivered. Lindsay, can you send it to me? Weird Big, I think your package from Amazon just got delivered. Stay with me here because this pertains to what I'm talking about. Is that obviously like, and I answer my own question here. Yes. Is that Satan just completely at work? Is that somebody who Satan has completely just taken over? Lindsay, if I'm missing something, will you send it to me? I didn't want Lindsay to see that. And a good friend of mine in the chat here sent me a text and said, please, please, please do whatever you can so that Lindsay can't see that. It's obviously incredibly hurtful. It's incredibly horrific to do that to someone who has lost a child. Oh, sure. Right here. Lindsay wants you to see this. So here he is. Here's the guy that talked about Christ and sodomizing my child. And he made this AI image of Lindsay pregnant with a hanger and called her womb raider. So my question is, as vile and horrific as that is, thank you for seeing it. I'm sorry you had to see it. I believe that's what's happening, says Abigail. Put on every piece of God's armor so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will be standing firm. Ooh, I like that. I believe that too. I really do. I believe there is light at the end of this, guys. I really do. New Testament. Thank you, Abigail. He's married with a 7-year-old child, MJ. Hey, Jody Edwards. So, what is that? When a person is that far gone, there's no humanity left in them. I don't believe there's any redeeming qualities about that man. What does that come from? Is that Satan himself? Is he completely taken over by evil? I mean, the answer is yes, but how does that happen? Do you think the people like that pray to Satan? Do they try to open other like doorways to that? Do they what's the word? Ask for Satan to come into their life? Like, how does that even happen? How could someone go that far gone to be excited about the idea of penetrating young boys, to make fun of somebody who has a child that died? That is like, I'm slowing down my words because I don't have any words. Can you cease and desist him or injunction him? I don't know, Heather. Yeah, if you guys go report him, you're welcome to do that. You make up your own mind on whether or not you want to do that. That's your choice to do so. The end of the video has a place to take it to report it to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's definitely demonic. They're weak and allow themselves to be easily controlled by the forces of darkness. So then that's an interesting thing to say, Liz, because so my question here is this. I said this yesterday. In the human world, in the real world, Lindsay, we love you, we lift you up, and we support you. I just didn't want to show that because I didn't even want you to see it. But that is a true testament to Lindsay and how strong she is. And again, it's same as me. The way he's going after my son, I can either fold or focus, and I'm focused. I'm not going to let that take me down. I'm going to do something about it. And Lindsay's doing the same thing. What I said yesterday in a show, Liz, was the more easy you are to react to stuff, the easier you are to manipulate. And I 100% believe that. If you don't put up boundaries and ask questions, if someone comes to you and goes, so and so said this about you, I'm not going to go, what? Oh, I'm blocking them right now. I'm going to go, to your face, they said that? Like, where did you hear that? Are you sure that's what they said? Because I'm gonna ask them about it. Like, I would question things. I don't react to shit all crazy. Love you, Britt P. My question is, Liz, people who are weak spiritually, because I'm not weak spiritually, I know God. Are people who are weak spiritually also easy to manipulate by Satan? That just opened a whole new door for me right there. So people in real life are easy to manipulate who are like weak in their thoughts. If you are weak spiritually and have no connection to God, or you hate God, does that open a door for you to be manipulated by Satan? Holy shit, I never thought of that. You're easy to be gotten a hold of. That's why I don't worry about Satan. I don't worry about any of that getting a hold of me, because I'm like, oh, no, no. I am a super soldier for God. You will never get me to turn. You will never get me to doubt. You will never get me to go, maybe there isn't a God. You're never going to get me to mock God. You're never going to get me to do any of those things. I am not weak when it comes to how I feel spiritually and my connection with God. So people who, I never thought of that. That's why we have to constantly be on guard. Satan prowls around like a roaring lion waiting to find a weakness. Not in this house. Not in this house, mother effer. So that's so crazy. So people like that man were taken over. He was probably chosen, just like we were chosen by God. And we saw the light, and we know God exists, and we believe in God, and we pray to God, and we love God, and we're thankful for God. He didn't do any of those things. And he probably walked around abusing people and children and not paying child support, getting fired by the police department for being a racist. All of those things, Satan was probably going, this weak ass pussy is easy to manipulate. This is a hateful man. This man hates Black people. He got fired for being a bad cop. He stole, right? He's a bad person. He sees the darkness, and I'm going to pounce on that. Wow. Wow. Greater is he, God, who is in me, you, than he, Satan, who is in the world. Well, here's the thing I learned on the last God stream, speaking of Satan, is I, as a person who never knew God, who grew up as a Scientologist, who's seen movies of like good and evil, you know, you always see the saint and sinner stuff in movies. You always see the God and the Satan stuff in movies. I always thought they were equals because of that. That was my ideas. I was like, God is the same as Satan. It's just one is good, one is evil. And then I learned in our last stream, and just through thought, I was like, that is absolutely not true. God is huge. God is laughing at Satan. Satan is a pebble in his shoe. Satan has no power, none, unless you give it to him. Unless you go around treating people horribly and mocking God and stealing and getting fired and being an evil person, of course, Satan's going to come knocking on your door. But that's because you're weak and easy to manipulate. God is laughing at that. And that's why Liz said to me that day, I've read the Bible. I know the end of the story. We win. Of course we win, because Satan has zero power. If you don't give him power, he doesn't have any. And so that's what makes me laugh with these haters, is they're like, haha, we're getting to her. Satan doesn't even get to me. Satan has no key to my front fucking door. Satan, there is no room in my life for any of that kind of evil, demonic shit, right? What is Marilyn's obsession with you? Is it a money thing? Yes, Ty. I think it's a money thing. I think there's different angles to it. I think she is being directed to come after me. But yeah, I all of these guys get mad when I make money. Satan, God, that makes so much sense. God doesn't necessarily mean a religious God. You can have your own higher power. Of course, yeah, I agree with that. So if you're weak with other humans, you're easy to manipulate. You might believe in God, but you're weak with other people, which makes you easy to react and manipulate shit. If you're weak with God, that's an immediate opening for Satan to come in. And so that makes sense why this disgusting, vile creature is making these videos, because he basically is Satan. And that ain't something to be laughing or proud about. You know, that dude's like, I am Satan. I feel sad that he has a 7-year-old child. Let's be real. If he'll say what he said about my kid and seem to enjoy the idea of rape, I think that's a very dangerous path. Thank you, Jody. The devil only goes after those he doesn't already have. Oh my God. Keep up the shield and sword. We win in the end. Ooh, wow. I never thought of that either. That's groundbreaking. The devil only goes after those he doesn't already have. That's why people like the jesters and stuff like that are successful. He doesn't need to get them on his team. They're already on his team. So the devil probably goes after people who are wishy-washy, who are easy to manipulate, who are second guessing God, who are saying, God, why have you forsaken me? The devil probably goes after people who are on the fence. Why wouldn't he? If I were the devil, that's what I would do. If I were the devil, that's exactly what I would do. All you have to do when evil comes knocking is tell them to go away, the mighty name of Jesus. Demons must flee from the name of Jesus. Okay, Linz, that was great, Bunny Foo-Foo. Thank you for that. Yeah, I will take a picture of that. I agree. That was really good. That was really good. There's some bangers in today's. Joanne Hawley, dang girl. I am sick to my stomach. That is the absolute worst thing I've seen between that and the video. I know. I knew that was going to trigger a lot of people, and I apologize for that. Lindsay, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I love you for your strength. We hold you in our arms. You are always safe in a safe place here. Thank you for saying that, Joanne. I'm sorry that did upset you so much. It's very upsetting, but it is something I think we also have to confront as the soldiers of God. We have to put this out there. We have to combat the evil. That's how I feel about this. What other solution is there? Ignore it? Let them get away with it? No, absolutely not. And that was a huge unnecessary super chat. You did not need to do that. You've already given me that much money. Thank you. I think you did that yesterday. So thank you, Joanne. Jen, I love that picture. Keep shining your light on the darkness. I love you, Jen Finberg. Thank you. Thank you, Bunny Foo-Foo. Abigail says, Reese, the thing is, and you're still early in your faith journey, so I don't blame you for not recognizing it, but Satan uses multiple methods to infiltrate. When you talk about haters for a long time, that's him getting in. That makes sense. I could see that. I can see how that's him getting in. But Abigail, let me ask you this. What would God want us to do? Nobody knows the answer to that. But what would be the godlike thing to do? Not, hey, old Charlie, not talk about them? Not reporting it? Not naming it? I don't know. And I'm not telling you you're wrong, Abigail, because I think you're right. But what is, like, what would Jesus do? Because I say that because Jesus was a human man here. What would Jesus do? He flipped tables. Like, I feel like a reaction is warranted at this point. So Abigail, I get what you're saying and you're not incorrect. I just don't know, like, what's the balance? Misguided, thank you for being here. And I'm happy to see you again. There's a lot of people that have come back to this channel that have been gone for a long time. And I cannot tell you how much I love to see you. I wish the old people who were here, who used to love me, now hate me. I wish they would come back. Like, no questions asked. Hey, Jamie Castro, some people have changed their minds, like went and saw the hate and came back. Everybody is welcome back. Like, if you're sitting there in silence and wish you could join, please jump in. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to care. No one's going to be like, oh, you were hateful. No one cares. Right? As long as it's genuine. Like, I don't want some fake ass person in here, but I really, really miss all the people that were here. Abigail, thank you for that. And it says, Abigail said, reading your Bible and praying help you grow and learn to defend yourself against him and his various methods. Okay, that's a good, viable solution. I think that's true. But as far as being in the public eye, Abigail, and thank you again, Abigail, that was super generous. As far as being in the public eye about it, though, what would Jesus do? What should we do? No one knows because we're human. All we can do is pray about it, talk to God about it, and hopefully get some kind of guidance. That's what I do with all of my problems. But I just don't know. I don't know what the right thing is. Abigail, I don't know what the right path is. I think at this point, exposing it and letting the authorities take over, I'm actually grateful that this guy finally crossed a line enough that it went into illegal. Hey, real slick that it's now illegal, that he broke the law. Altering the images of a minor to make him look naked was breaking the law. But also speaking about the rape of a minor absolutely is law breaking. And I think it's good to put that on display. I think it's good to point that out because there's nothing you can do or say to try to back out of that. Let's be honest. Yeah, Megan Roberts, I agree with that. I'm speaking to Abigail's point. She's right. It's a fine line. And I agree with this. Truth prevails. Buffy says, for all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open, and everything that is concealed will be brought to light and made known to all. New Testament. I love that, Buffy. Thank you. Hey, Tampa B. Only angels, demons, and gods would know what to do. We are only human, and we are actually the lucky ones. And you make a good point about that. God gave us what? Intuition, instincts, right? I would say. Yeah, King's Kid. God gave us instincts and intuition. So I also believe that, have you ever gotten like weird, creepy advice or been around someone that gives you the creeps? That's the side of Satan, as far as I can tell. Like that's a Satan influenced type of person where you feel a little slimy. I do, Renee B. I have the altered picture that he used that he's saying that he didn't do, that he didn't AI and Photoshop a photo. I have that. Yeah. Everything's been downloaded and sent over. Abigail, don't repay evil for evil. True. Don't retaliate with insults when people insult you. Good one. Instead, pay them back with a blessing. This is what God called you to do, and he will grant you his blessing. New Testament. I love that. And that's kind of gives me my answer. But I also feel like what Liz has said, like you pray on it. I don't believe in necessarily fighting evil with evil, but I do think, Abigail, that there's a chance that God would want us to expose this, what he's doing and what's being done and the hate being placed upon me. I do think that God or Jesus would say, like, there's nothing wrong with exposing this stuff. There's nothing wrong with putting it out there and making it known for all to see. I could be wrong, but I agree with this scripture. I agree with that very much. Thank you, Abigail. You are dead on today. Tommy, is he having a show tonight? I think so. I believe so. I would be surprised if he did not. He just can't overdo it. Last night he overdid it. He went an hour and I could tell he was wearing down. And then, of course, I talked to him for a very brief period after that because he was out of breath. And I was like, yeah, you can't push yourself like this. Are deep fakes against the law where you are? I don't know what that means, Heather. Yeah, Patty, it's just a fine line. And it's also subjective. Some of you are going, yeah, don't expose it. Don't do that. And some of you are like, yes, put it into the light. I think the sunlight is where it should go. And I think it helps that these other women are super strong women, very powerful women, and they are leading with me and doing that. Nora is a beast. Tommy said on the phone last night when I was talking to him, he goes, Nora is a fucking gangster. Like, Nora does not fuck around when it comes to kids. I know her very well. I have had so many phone conversations for the last year with Nora. most of you feel that way. Most of you are passionate that way. Nora does not mess around when you attack children. And what he did, Nora was like, absolutely not. And she will continue to expose this. Nora, once she gets a hold of something, as most of you know, uh, she doesn't let it go. She wants justice for it. I agree with that, Sophia. I do too, Kathy Brown. You're not wrong. There's scripture that states Jesus doesn't put up with bullying crap. Yeah, I believe that. I don't think Jesus put up with. I've read that like even Jesus had haters. And Neptune's, yeah, shedding light on the evil is the best disinfectant. Baby steps. I think bring awareness to what they are doing is correct. Just focusing on put downs is falling on the ungodly side, but I think you feel bad when you cross that line. I do. I don't like fighting dirty like that. Fighting, attacking someone's looks, their intelligence. I don't think it's necessary. I have gone that low and matched their energy, and I regret it every time. Yeah, I don't want to be that purple groovy. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. I don't want to be that person. I do not like fighting like a Scientologist anymore. And that's exactly and I've taken that bait. It's not their fault. They baited me and I took it. I went for it. I knew I did. It wasn't something, it was like subconsciously. I knew it. I knew when I did. It's not good for me, Neptunes. And I mean, speaking of looks, go look at Marilyn. This is not a dig. She looks haggard. She looks worn out. She looks tired from doing this. When she did a stream, Baby Steps, thank you for your super chat. When she did a stream the other night, she was praising her kids for a CD that they put out, like an album. That was the first I've seen Marilyn smile and truly happy in years. I found myself smiling with her. I even said out loud, this is the Marilyn that we want to see. This is the Marilyn I can get behind. This is not so bad, right? Like she was actually happy. She was smiley. She was really proud of her kids for what they did. And I was happy for her. And I was like, God, we haven't seen you smile or have any kind of a glow to yourself in a long time. She just focuses on hating and tearing people down and being ugly. Ann Rickard, I love you. Thank you again. You're amazing. She says, none of us are in your shoes. You do what you feel you need to do. That's a beautiful answer. It's okay to do it wrong, Reese. It's what's in your heart that is judged by the only one you give power to. Yeah, Tampa B. Jennifer Steps. I agree, Reese. Too bad she had to clickbait it, though. I know. She knows what she sells. She did clickbait it. But I was even like, go Marilyn. Like, just retire from this shit. It's not good for you. And if I had to guess, I have no idea, but I would think even her husband and kids are like, are you going to just battle this until the end of time? Like, it's aging you. It's making you unhappy. You look puffy. You look like you don't sleep. Like, take care of yourself first. Stop worrying about the existence of Tommy Scoville. He's going to keep existing, sadly. Only Reese can say when she's had enough. It's her fight, not ours. Right or wrong, it's all hers. Yeah, Tampa B, I appreciate you saying that. But I also appreciate the support in the fight because a lot of you, Dramageddon, a lot of you have been very, very supportive in this fight. And I appreciate it. What is she even battling for? That's a great question. I'm hoping she's reflecting on that now. Now that this has gotten very real and it's not going to stop, I'm hoping that she's going, I'm tapping out of this. I'm tapping out. This has gotten to be too much. There's no shame in it. I won't make fun of her for tapping out. I won't be like, ha, we won. I'm not going to gloat. I think it's time for her to fucking tap out. Go be a mom. Go, do your YouTube shit, but like just focus on your life. Focus on crocheting. Like you have things to talk about, right? Like talk about those things. Talk about the things you've learned. I think we're going to send in a new player. I think Marilyn is going to come back out. I think she's tapping out. And I think we're sending in another player now. And I think we'll all see that change and manifest into whatever it's going to be here very soon. And we'll be ready for that as well. Thank you, Tampa B. That's a really nice thing to say. You were always there for me. I'll always be there for you too. And tell Ted hello. Lindsay, accept my deepest sympathy. This guy is such a creep. Evidently, he has not gotten the marching orders not to speak to your name. Um, Also, this is mainly women, this demographic. Uh, Nobody's going to look away from what we just saw. What he said about my child and what he did about Lindsay, the images about Lindsay is you're not going to score a lot of points with that. I think she's super jealous of Lindsay became the Never-End creator to team up with you and Nora. Good point, probably. She always wanted that kind of persona in being with the ex-Scientologists, especially you, Reese. I don't know why that is. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm just feeling God running through me. I would, when Marilyn does finally get kicked to the side of the road, and she's done a lot of fighting and no one has supported her. Someone made a very good point the other day. When people attack, like, let's just say Aaron, people go to bat for him. People rush to support him. Nobody is supporting Marilyn. No one is rushing to support her. Very soon. And I'm also going to do a chat with Lindsay either tomorrow or Saturday. Nobody is supporting Marilyn. When she finally gets just trashed and thrown to the side of the road, I will never, ever make fun of her for that. She'll never accept it, but she could reach out to me. I don't need to get all the details, by the way. It's not like tell me what happened. She can come to me and go, hey, you were right, or whatever. Like, I want to talk about that. I would support her. I'm not going to do content with her, but I would say, I get it. You were used and abused. Like, that sucks. I would acknowledge and validate her is what I'm saying. I would acknowledge and validate her. She's done a lot of damage to my life. Not going to be besties, but I'm just saying that day is going to come where she's going to be kicked to the curb. Absolutely, Elaine Riley, they do. So I think Marilyn is tapping out. I could be totally wrong about this. She might go live in an hour and be like, I'm back in the ring, Reese. She might get a second wind. But I kind of hope she taps out. And it sounds to me like they're sending someone new in to fight. And we'll see how that turns out. We'll see how it goes. This was a great stream. I just want to say, like, I talked about everything I wanted to talk about the God stuff. And you gave me, hey, Trace, I hope you're feeling better. You gave me a lot to think about until we do the next one. Oh, yeah. Punky, Gertie wants to see, or Buffy wants to see you, Punky. You don't mind, do you? Did you know that you were tawny? Oh, my. We have to be extra delicate because it was sleeping. Yeah, Heather, you're right. Me too, Neptunes. I love our God streams. Punky was a napping. Punky, were you having beautiful dreams? Punky, I tell Punky this all day long. Hey, Jennifer Ogle. I tell her this all day long. Every time I'm near Gertie, which is a lot. Me too, Air Supply. I always say, Punky, the Lord really loves you. Punky, the Lord is extra fond of you. I don't know if you know this, but the Lord loves animals, and the Lord protects animals more than anything. Did you know this? Did you know that in the Lord's eyes are incredibly precious? Unbelievable. I always enjoy these because no matter how long I've walked with God, I still learn. That's a beautiful thing to say. I got to be honest. I know I'm with her sometimes, but I hope she stops. Who is her, Jamie? I'm with her sometimes, but I hope she stops. Who is her? Please name who her is. I don't know who you're talking about. Abigail, closing. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. That is so something to look forward to, and I love that. I love that. Abigail, thank you. Abigail, you were a precious angel during this stream. I love when you can come to the God streams. You did not need to super chat me that much, but thank you for that. It was super supportive. All of you super chatting me. I appreciate it so much. Marilyn, so you're with her sometimes? I got to be honest. I know I'm with her sometimes. Do you guys live in the same state or something? I don't know what you mean by with her. And Jamie, nobody's judging you for that, by the way. There's people who can go watch and hang with Marilyn and come in here. I don't it doesn't bother me. Uh thank you, Tampa. Hey, Casey. I would honestly be kind to any of them when it comes down to it, even though I get pissed and say otherwise. I would too. I'm only mean and attacking of people who come for me first. If you fight, I'll fight. If you lay down your fucking swords, I'm done. I don't do that. Oh, every Friday night? Oh, I didn't know that, Jamie. I don't attack people. Guys, I'm not an attack dog. I don't get joy. Interesting, Anne. I didn't know that. I do not feel any kind of joy out of being mean, out of calling somebody something body shaming, out of making fun of somebody's kid, out of any of that. I'm only attacking because you came for me and you poked at me for a year. That's the only reason you're seeing this version of me, this unhealed, shitty version. I literally sit down, go live, flip a switch, and get ready to rumble. And then I turn it off when I'm done. I do it because I feel like I have to do it now. But if you guys stop, this version of me goes away. I'm aware I'm doing it. I'm only doing it because you're fucking coming for me. That's why Susie Oberholtz needs to shut her damn mouth. She's this healed woman now with a brand new path and a brand new channel. Shut your mouth about me. But more importantly, Susie, shut your mouth about my kid, or I will make it a fucking mission to come for you as well. That's how this works. If you guys don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Harmony, people. I just want harmony. But for whatever reason, people are continuing to have meetings going, how can we take Reese out? If you guys just stop, we'll stop. Lindsay will stop. I'm guessing Nora will stop. Just fucking stop. But you have to stop in order for that to work. I'm grateful for the coming together of Reese, Lindsay, and Nora in the fight against this evil. Me too, baby steps. Beautiful thing to say. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah, Lady O. Susie, who's like, I'm all healed and I'm walking away from everybody, said some shit about Huxley the other day to the knife hoarder, to the guy who pretended to go to prison and lied. She said, I hope he doesn't end up like her. Watch your mouth, girl. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. You're already sad about all the subs you lost. Stop what, Jamie? The fighting, the attacking, the talking about sodomizing my kid, the talking about Reese and the long con and Tommy and save the world from Reese. All of the attacks against me and my family, Jamie, that's what I'm talking about. A Winter Moon, the attack against a minor child was way too far. Thank you, Abigail. I know you do, and I mean it. Thank you very much. I deeply appreciate you. I don't blame you because Aaron aligns with her. I'm aligned with Aaron, but I'm not aligned with her. Yeah, Abigail, and that's totally fine and fair. Nobody's mad at you about that. You do what you want. You choose what you want to do. I don't know much about Jamie. Jamie apparently is really close with Aaron, which is fine. He's welcome here. I don't care. But I also don't follow that. I don't know the behind the scenes stuff that goes on. Nobody that I know is going to support Marilyn at this point because Marilyn is aligned with someone who is making sexualizing and making pedophile videos about my son. I don't know that anybody's going to stick their neck out for that. You shouldn't be ashamed. Here you go for defending your son. Those evil beings should be shamed. Yeah, Butterfly, they went too far. They thought they were doing a huge thing this week. Marilyn thought she was that was the golden ticket for her, was her kid was naked, and it backfired. This has obliterated them. It has backfired so badly that they need to just lick their wounds and shut the fuck up. Just shut up. And some of them will and some of them won't. The guy who acts like a pedophile is doubling down. Right now, he's making videos going, yeah, I said it. Or he's saying, I didn't say it. I don't know what he's doing. It doesn't matter. You said it. And his video is still up where he said it. So he can say it was I think he's saying it was a joke. A joke to make fun of Christ, to mock God and talk about penetrating a young boy is a joke. I don't think the authorities are going to see it that way, my friend. So guys, this was a beautiful stream. I will be back tomorrow. Look for me and Lindsay. We're going to do a stream together. I don't know. Lindsay, are you still in here? Are we going to do it on my channel, your channel, or both? It doesn't matter to me, but we didn't ever figure that out. I would like to do a stream at some point. So tomorrow or Saturday with Lindsay around lunchtime. So just look for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this stream. These streams always lift me up. Thank you for your super chats. You were super, super generous tonight. I appreciate that so much. But more importantly, thank you for the insight. Somehow these are just always very harmonious and they flow. Even though everybody feels differently, it just goes really well. So mods, thank you for being here. Guys, thank you for watching. Please hit the like. Please hit subscribe. I love you guys. I mean it. Allison, I'm so glad you're here. Neptunes, I'm glad you made it. Patty, you brought some great, great stuff to the table. There's Nora. Thank you again, Nora, for exposing and bringing this stuff to the light. I am not taking credit for this. Nora is the one who is passionate beyond belief about children. Nora does not fuck around when it comes to kids. She is a warrior beast about children. Love her or hate her, you have to support the fact that Nora will not let this go by the wayside. I love you guys. I will see everybody tomorrow afternoon. I love that. I don't usually stay in a God stream. I enjoyed this one. I did too. It was a great stream, Erica. I agree. This was a wonderful stream. Thank you for lifting me up. I love you guys. Here comes Fred, and I'll see you tomorrow.